What's going on, guys? Geoff here, and today I'm here on the beautiful shores of Lake Biwa, Japan. And today I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about a rod that I've been having a lot of fun with, a lot of success with, and that has been this guy right here. This is the Megabass P5 Monstrous, kind of their newest rod in their lineup, coming from Japan actually. And it takes a lot of inspiration from one of my other favorite rods in the P5 line. So if you guys are ready, let's get ready to today's video.
Wow, just caught a giant on that PD Chopper, dude. Oh my god, I don't know. That might be a 10-pounder. Oh my god. I think that's a 10-pounder. Oh my god. The fish is gigantic. On that PD Chopper, dude, just thumped it. Wow, that's a giant bass.
Big bass though, not ideal. Because it's just the log jigs are gnarly. But this would be the boat. Yeah, just slide up in there. And there's so many fish then. All just eating shad.
3 hours? 2.5. It's not terrible. If you don't stop, it's 2.5. Yeah. Oh my god. Giant. Giant.
Ah, it's not a giant.
It's a giant, isn't it?
It's not. Here she comes though. Oh, it is. It's a fucking big one. Let's go. It's a nice one. Right there. PD Chopper, swim jig style. Gnarly, gnarly, gnarly. Oh yeah, you got one. On. Oh yeah, you got one. Nice. You good? Oh god. Big one?
I don't know, Ben.
It's a nice one.
Yeah. Oh, it's a stud. It's another 8 pound.
That's like bigger.
Another one.
Unbelievable.
Right there. That's another stud. That's another 8. Oh my god.
We're on our way to a 30-pound bag. Look at that.
There.
You can't get it any better.
So as many of you guys know, one of my favorite P5 rods is the Mark 56. I mean, it's kind of been my go-to rod to fish a lot of hard baits that are anywhere from 3/4 of an ounce all the way up to about 2.5 ounces or so. So this is 6-inch, 7-inch shad glide baits, different types of wake baits. Like, that's kind of been my go-to rod. It's a P5, so everybody knows it's light, it's crisp, and it's got an incredible parabolic action. It's got a deep action, and it's just money. I love that Mark 56, and I think a lot of guys have also started to fall in love with that Mark 56. However, another style of fishing that I really like to do is throw, let's say, like a 6-inch mag draft freestyle or a 5/8 bull flat or something along the lines where it's got whether a jig hook or a beast hook style. That Mark 56, I have done it in the past. However, I felt like that rod was slightly undergunned when I needed to have a strong hook set, like with the 5/8 bull flat, because there's so much plastic around that hook, and if you don't have a strong enough rod, you're just not going to hook those fish. And luckily, the Japanese guys made their own version of the Mark 56 called the Monstrous. So the specs are very similar compared to the Mark 56. Mark 56, 7'6", rated about, I think, 1/2 ounce to maybe 3 ounces or so. This rod is rated 3/4 ounce to 4 ounces, which I think is a little bit off, but kind of just goes to show that the Monstrous was meant to be a little bit faster than the Mark 56. And here in Japan, a lot of the Japanese versions of maybe the same style of rods, like the Levante series, are slightly bit faster. I think the consensus here in Japan is that they like a slightly bit faster rod overall, and that's basically what happened with this rod, the Monstrous. So as of recently, I've been fishing a PD Chopper with a 5 to 5.8 inch swim bait on the back of the PD Chopper, and I've had a lot of great success with it. I've thrown 6-inch mag draft freestyles on this rod. Today I'm going to probably be fishing a bull flat, and so this rod, being a little bit faster, is the rod that I'm going to kind of gravitate towards and pick up for that class of lure that has a jig hook or a beast hook style. So this could be, 6-inch Citizen as well, like just anything that has that style. This is going to be the rod to pick up. Now, can you throw hard baits on this rod as well? Yeah, you absolutely can. I can also throw soft plastics on the Mark 56. However, one is better suited for one style than the other. So the Mark 56, hard bait, whether it's wake baits, glide baits, anything with the treble hook, Mark 56, no problem. I have, again, thrown some soft plastic baits on the Mark 56, and I've had success doing it, but I always felt like I wasn't getting the strongest hook sets on that Mark 56. Same thing with the Monstrous. Yes, you can throw glide baits on this rod. However, I feel like since it's slightly bit faster, you might start pulling out hooks a little bit more or bending hooks out a little bit more just because it's slightly bit faster, especially when you're throwing these smaller glide baits. They come with lighter wire hooks and stuff like that, so you might start bending hooks out. But this rod is absolutely cash money for a jig hook or beast hook style bait. So since this rod is very similar to the Mark 56, I'm running basically the same exact reel that I have been, which is just a Bantam. 16-pound Sunline Shooter has kind of been my go-to. Sometimes I'll bump up to 20-pound on this when I'm fishing like some gnarly rock with the swim jig or something like that. But overall, just a nice light setup that I can bring a wide variety of different baits with and just kind of cover my bases, knowing that, like, hey, I've got this one rod. I know I could throw a swim jig on it. I know I could throw 6-inch Citizen on there. I know I can throw like a bull flat if I want to. Like, the rod is just perfect for it. It's super sensitive, super lightweight, so you can fish it all day. I like the length at 7'5". It's not too short, but it's not too long. And so overall, I think Megabass did a really good job with the Monstrous for its specific purpose on kind of bottom contact. You need a slightly bit stronger hook set with a rod. All right, other than that, that is basically the Megabass P5 Monstrous. It's kind of a newer rod. A lot of guys don't really understand it, especially when they compare it, spec-wise online or anywhere with the Mark 56. But this is definitely that rod if you want something for a swim jig a little 6-inch paddle tail swim bait or something like that, this is the rod to go with, and I've absolutely fallen in love with this rod. So all right, so I'm gonna go around and see if I can hopefully catch a Lake Biwa bass today using the Monstrous on one of the multiple techniques that I've got, and kind of show you guys hopefully this rod bending in action. So let's get out there on the water.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. Bull flat 5/8. Biwako bass. That is unbelievable, dude. Holy smokes. Wow. Bull flat 5/8. One quick look at that fish right there. Deps bull flat. Sick. .440 right there. Nice. Nice. Short but fat fish. Right there.